Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on Forza Horizon 2 with another rally car build. My vehicle today is the Jaguar E-Type. I'm kind of curious, this could potentially be a very, very fast car. The Jaguar E-Types do tend to make pretty good race cars. Certainly we've seen them do well on Forza. So yeah, how it does when turned into a rally car, I don't know. I think though we could have a pretty fast vehicle on our hands. The rules for this series: the cars are to be built to S1 class. They must be four-wheel drive, which will increase the weight slightly on this Jag. However, it's not going to be too bad weight-wise. I'm hoping we can have a relatively light car, relatively powerful, and relatively decent-sized tyres, which is why I'm thinking that we can go pretty quickly. So yeah, we have to have the four-wheel drive. We have to have the Storm Island off-road tyres. It's going to jump us up to B class. We're going to have the off-road gearbox for some nice sensible gear ratios, and the off-road suspension in the hopes that we can survive the demands of the course. And I think from the look of it, the Jaguar should be okay. I mean, okay, you know, it's always a little bit silly taking a classic car, making it very powerful and rallying it and so on, but, I mean, the likes of the Ferraris and so on have survived the course with far lower ride heights. This should deal with the demands of the circuit. The rest of the parts to make it up to S1 class are up to me. We will be going for brakes, certainly. We'll go for all of the handling bits down here. Now, often with the modern cars, I will avoid going for the roll cage. I don't want the extra weight it adds and so on. However, the flip side of that is that it does add it improves the chassis rigidity, if you like. And I'm thinking on the E-Type, a much older car, this one, we could probably do with the roll cage. Yeah, it adds 127 pounds, but I think we're going to want it for the Jag, so we will stick that in there. Now, weight reduction. How light are we going to make it? Only 2,000. I expect it to be lighter, actually. Only 2,000. Well, I say only 2,700 pounds. It's not too bad. Not too bad on weight. Yeah, I thought we might get it a little lighter than that, but I'll take it. It's lighter than some of the cars we've seen go around. I think it's lighter than the Clio. So yeah, that's not too shabby. We are going to go for maximum tyres. What can we get on the back of this? If I remember rightly, they're pretty. Actually expected a little bit bigger tyres on the E-Type. 295s are still pretty good though. Yeah, I was actually expecting past the 300, but they're okay. We shouldn't have too much sliding problems. And front tyres, we're going to get 245s are okay. Or I think one thing we have seen is that certainly if the cars can have bigger front tyres, they do tend to go quickly. We look at the cars sort of towards the top of the table. The Skyline, for example, that sits in second, that was 285s all round, and having the bigger tyres at the front means we can perhaps carry more corner speed, while the bigger tyres at the back mean that we're not going to be sliding around. We should be okay with the Jag. It's not terrible. I think we may not quite have as much grip as we have seen from some vehicles. Now we are going to. I just read that the livery has the proper teeth on the thing when you remove. That's quite funny. I would love to do that, but I do actually want the downforce from the the race aero, so we are going to have that on the front, and we are going for that on the back. It's a peculiar position. Not that there's any really good place to put a wing on an E-Type, but I want the downforce. We need the downforce. We could get a... how much does that take off? It does take off a fair amount. I love how... Okay, so that's the thing normally. When we take out the middle bit, it makes the car heavier. How does that make sense? We're just going to take off all of it to make it lighter, but sure. Okay. Right, S1 class. Well, it's kind of down to engine now. I think I did see some aspiration conversions. We can stick a turbo on it, which I think I might do. I think I will put a turbo on the E-Type. I don't even think we could. Oh, we could get the V8 or the i6 into it and keep it in S1. I'm not going to use them. We will use the standard. Almost get the V12. Nearly. That's pretty close actually to staying in S1. Which suggests to me we might actually get quite a lot of power out of this car, but no, we'll work with the standard engine. So exhaust, first thing I'll put on these cars, chuck some weight out. I mean, we're going to probably finish up under 2,600. If we upgrade the turbo, I was hoping the turbo would be slightly lighter going for the race one, but I guess it's a bigger turbo. Yeah, it's going that way, so that'll make it slightly heavier. I think we're going to have to go for all of the big engine parts, in all honesty, if we're going to get this up to S1, and just kind of stick the rest of it on and hope that it gets the performance. And yeah, okay, I was expecting it to go up a little bit quicker. I mean, we're past the 500 horsepower mark, relatively light, and we're only halfway through the bloody class. This is a small concern. The E-Type is not, I don't think, going to do it. I didn't expect that to be an issue with this car. Okay, well maybe like the intercooler will add massive horsepower. Occasionally we have seen it from the odd car where it does. I doubt it will on this one, but maybe. I mean, it adds 30 horsepower. It's not going to. I don't think it's going to do it. That's a peculiar one. Okay, so the E-Type with the standard engine won't go to the top of S1 class, really. Well, that is an odd thing. Even with a turbocharger, it won't. Oh well, sorry Jag, but you need a different engine. Now, the choices were the i6 or the V8. V8 is tempting. i6 is lighter, so we're going to go with that option, and I got more room for parts. Now we do have the option again of turbocharging it, which I think I will go with. I think that's is a good call. Turbo cars seem to have done pretty well so far in this series, so I think we'll go with it. We'll definitely go with that. All right, again, back to the same routine now, but we should have potential to get a lot more power out of it. We're actually under 2,500 pounds. It's pretty good going. We'll stick in the race turbo up to 505 horsepower. So this is going to be a pretty damn powerful car by the time that I have finished with it. We will go. Ooh, yeah, I didn't mean to press that quite yet, game. We will go with that, 550 horsepower. Can we get... we'll try and chuck out a little bit more weight with the race intake. Did I do pistons? I think I did, yes. They remove weight. Valves will remove a little bit of weight, potentially. Yeah, okay. It didn't actually remove any weight at all, or it did it sort of tiny fractions. Do any of these? I don't think they... this might... Nope. Okay, we'll go with that. That gives me the 2 PI to do sort of clutch and drive line. Okay, this is looking pretty quick, potential-wise, in here. It's nearly 600 horsepower in the Jaguar. That's a lot. That's a lot of horsepower in a car that weighs as little as this. It's under 2,500 pounds. Near enough 600 horsepower, nearly 500 foot-pounds of torque. Decent sized tyres, admittedly a little smaller than I would like, but the Jag, it certainly has a lot of potential, I think, to go very quickly around this, around the track. But of course, there is only one way to find out, and that is to head to the Forest Brawl for our 5 laps. See how quick I can get the E-Type. Now, expectation-wise on this car, well, the current leader is the Ferrari GTO, a 57.5. That is going to take a hell of a lot to beat. Could the E-Type do that? Potentially. I'm not sure we're going to have the grip. I don't know if we're going to have the grip to beat the Ferrari or the Skyline for that matter. The Mercedes was surprisingly fast. It never felt like it was going to be a 57-second car. We could see this go top 3. But it's all going to come down to how well does the Jaguar deal with the turns. I think we definitely have the speed and the power, but are we going to have the grip to go with all of that? Can we be flat out down through this next corner? Oh, we can be pretty quick. It does move about a little bit more than I would like. There is decent enough turning though, and I feared with the slightly smaller tyres we may have problems with getting the car turned in, but no, it turns into the corners quite nicely. Ooh, back end is a little too lively for me around that corner. It does it feels pretty quick on this opening lap. How much speed can we take through here though? About 110, and I ran the banking on the inside, so yeah, it's so far so good. In the final turn, we have good grip. We have very good grip actually out of that final turn. This does seem like it could be pretty damn quick. We get a big clonk the landing of the jump there. Yeah, we've got to not drive to the right hand side of the road. That's a bad idea. Got to stick further to the left there. Straight line speed is a little bit compromised as I had that big wiggle going on across the start line, so this one here doesn't really count. The back end is a little... I'm having issues. I will be honest, we are having issues with the... up the tree on the inside. I am having big problems with this back end. It really is wanting to piss around quite a lot. Also, my TV is playing up. Right, there we go. That's better. Right. as I didn't quite think that we were going to have as many sliding problems with this car as we do. It just wants to let go when I'm pushing the vehicle, and I don't like that in a car at all. Second to last corner also isn't fantastically fast. Okay, we'll try and be neat out of here. It does get the power down well out of that final turn, which is a little bit of a surprise, seeing as how much we're sliding through the other turns. We're twisting in the air. That's not a good thing. We don't want the car twisting around at all through that section. Right, let's see if we can actually get a good lap this time around. How do we straight line speed? About 136 miles an hour. May have gone on the brakes ever so slightly early. Again, we were struggling with the big jumps, so straight line speed is pretty respectable in the Jag. Let's face it, that's what we expected from such high power to weight ratio from this car. Right, we're through this first section quicker this time around. Now let's see if we can not have the back end go up in the air this time around on landing. Now it still likes to bounce. It does still like to do that little bounce on the landing there. It deals with the bumps on the most part pretty well. Just the landing of that first jump that causes issues. Second to last turn, that was better, although we got it on two wheels across the banking on the inside. Not a good thing to have happening. We are going for a pretty quick lap though. We're going for a pretty damn quick lap this time around. Oh, good God, the J it flies too high off that jump, I think, is the issue we're having. 58.5 on our first sort of proper flying lap with the car. 138, sorry, down the straight. So yeah, we've got the straight line speed. Plenty of that. No, come on car, stay under control, stay under control. We're out of position through that turn. That was always going to go wrong. Through there, we were always going to have issues on that part. If we had slightly bigger tyres, if we had the same size tyres on the rear of this that we had on the GTO, I honestly think this could go as quickly, if not faster. The problem is that we just lack the rear grip. I can't be really flat out through that sort of turn 2, 3 section, where I can be with quite a few of the cars that have gone very, very quickly. It just doesn't quite have the grip to do it. And then we're running very wide through the final turn. We have super amounts of speed down here. It's almost too fast down here for the jump, as it carries a lot of straight line speed. But it's that oversteer that kind of slightly kills it. Alright, let's see if we can manage it better though on this final lap. There we go again, through turn 1. Back end is wanting to come around and say hello, and through turn 2. Honestly, I'm just leaving it in 5th up here. It means I can kind of keep it nailed, and we have slightly less wheel spin. We can keep it under control a bit better. We're actually sliding a little bit through there, which is bad. Oh, we're twisting on the jump. Oh, that bounced on the landing. It doesn't like the landing at all. Through there, we're going to clip the wall, and I don't think we're going quicker anyway. The Jag's tumbled, and we're fine. We're pointing in the right direction. It is a shame. It is a shame that the Jaguar has so much oversteer. It has just enough to be a pain in the arse. It is so close to being a really, really good car. The E-Type, so very close to being a fantastically good car. But it can't hold on to the road, and we have big issues on the landing of the first of the jump. It's better over that one there, but we have it bounces on the landing. It kind of goes back up into the air once you hit the ground, and that unsettles the car massively. It's just, you can't do anything when it's got either the front in the air or the back in the air. The Jaguar E-Type, it has its problems. It has its problems. A 58.5 puts it, though, into 7th place. It goes quicker than the Nissan 300ZX. It is a 1/10 of a second behind the RS200 and the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. A very, very quick car. This thing, as I expected, the E-Type is a quick car, but it's not really happy with racing around here. Between it trying to slide through the whole first section and big issues on the landing of the first jump mean that it has its difficulties around this circuit. It's still a quick car though. A 58.5 is still a pretty quick time, and for a vehicle that had so many troubles on this circuit, that is certainly not too bad. Well, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.